Stop! Huh? What? Come again? What did you say? With Best Hearing Aid Solutions today.
Welcome to Best Hearing Aid Solutions. Today we'll be talking to Jenny Groth, Director of Communications with GN Resound, about the latest new product from Resound, the Resound One. Let's get to the interview. All right, well, welcome everybody. And today with us we have Jenny Groth. She is the Director of Audiology Communications with GN Resound, and we're delighted to have her on screen with us. And Jenny, I just wanted to talk to you about the new Resound One and about some of the features and some of the thought process that went into the development of the new product. So could you speak to that for us, please?
Yes, I absolutely could. I've been with Resound for just about 25 years now, so I've seen a lot of hearing aids come onto the market, and there have been some notable exceptions that just stand out in my mind as being ones that were really meaningful, brought really meaningful new benefits to people who use them. This is absolutely in that category. We've got some cool new stuff, but regardless of what we're doing, it's always motivated by what we call a philosophy of organic hearing. And by that we mean that we look to the natural way that sound enters your ears, the natural way that your ears kind of transmit that sound to the brain, and how the brain uses that sound, and how you use that to listen naturally in different environments. So, you know, everything we're doing in every new hearing aid, we're thinking about those things, but with the Resound One in particular, we've got several new things going into it all at once that really address a lot of those points in organic hearing. And one of them was what I said at first, was getting the sound into your ears. Now, the most popular hearing aid today is called the receiver in the ear, receiver in the canal style, and it's a very nice hearing aid, and it's very comfortable to wear. It's easy to fit. It's easy to get used to. It has a lot of features in it that people want, like being able to connect to their smartphones. And you can get, there's a lot rechargeability. There's just a lot of great things about
and durability too. They tend to last
style.
longer.
Yeah, definitely. The one disadvantage of it, or the one thing that really is not so great, is that the microphones that pick up the sound are above your ear rather than being in your ear. Now, there is a style of hearing aid that was very popular up until about 15 years ago, which were custom-made hearing aids in the ear, but they brought disadvantages with them that are solved with this more popular style. So now what we've been able to do is bring back that benefit of having the microphone in your ear by simply adding a microphone into the little module that goes into your ear, and we pick up the sound there. We can treat it in the hearing aid and then send it back to the ear canal. So that's the one. It's a simple idea. It's quite difficult to accomplish technically, but it does give you the most natural sound. The reason being is that it's filtered. When you put the microphone inside your ear, it's filtered by your own anatomy, and that's what your brain expects. That's what it will sound the most natural to you. Anyone's idea of what sounds natural is completely personal, because of these filtering properties that belong to your ear and your head and the upper part of your body. And we're able to take advantage of that to make the sound quality natural, to help people get used to wearing hearing aids if they're new to hearing aids. This is kind of the best scenario for them. So that's really, it's super exciting to be able to bring that to patients now.
So we're using the ear canal's own anatomy, and everybody's anatomy is unique and different.
Yes.
We're using that to enhance comfort, ease of getting used to a new hearing aid, and I assume there's some improvement in directionality?
Yes, there is. That's one of the advantages of having ears. As you've all have observed, anyone who's had a cat or a dog or a horse know how they move their ears around to find sounds, and how owls use their ears. Actually, their ears are a little offset, and they can use those cues that come into their ears to find sound. And with our ears, we also use them because of the way sound bounces through your ear canal. Depending on how we're oriented in the environment, that really helps us figure out not only to orient. Where are we in the environment? How far away are things? What sounds are in the environment? You can close your eyes and pretty much figure out everything that's going on around you because of your sense of hearing. And a lot of that will come from being filtered through your ears and your natural head. So that's why the microphone location is so important. It's not just natural sound quality, but it's being oriented in your environment. When you are oriented, your brain can then separate out. Once it can construct a picture of what your surroundings look like, then you're able to figure out what you want to focus on. It makes it a lot easier for you to focus on that. That's one thing that we try to recreate with hearing aids, and what you were saying, directionality, we call it directionality because sounds coming from a certain direction are amplified more than sounds coming from other directions. And that's really what your ears do for you naturally. So by putting the microphones of the hearing aids into your ears, you're taking advantage of a natural effect that we kind of throw away when we put the microphones on top of your ears.
Makes sense. It's, like you said, it's something that's been needed for a long time. I'm glad somebody finally achieved it. So thanks to Resound, that's a nice step forward, a big step forward, I think. So another question I had was, who is the Resound One designed for? Really, who's the intended wearer of the Resound One?
Right, it's a very flexible hearing aid. Like many of that particular style, you can fit it to very mild hearing losses up to very, very severe hearing losses, depending on which loudspeaker you attach to it. So really, Resound One is just about for almost anyone. It'd probably cover about at least 90% of hearing losses that people have would come and seek hearing help. The part of the Resound One that I was referring to with the microphone in the ear also is very widely applicable. You wouldn't be able to fit someone who has a very, very severe loss with that, but you can fit probably, most of the people who come through your door would be able to wear that particular version of it. But pretty much anybody would be able to benefit from it. It has more going for it, of course, than just the microphone in the canal feature. It also has the connectivity that we spoke about before. There's a rechargeable model, and it also has very strong directionality. We talked about directionality just before. We can use all four. Each hearing aid itself has 2 microphones on it, and we have communication between the 2 hearing aids, so we can use all 4 of those microphones to make a very narrow directionality, so that when someone is in a very difficult listening situation, maybe with a lot of noise around them, it can be extremely difficult to focus. And your natural listening strategy in a situation like that isn't based on so much on getting the sound into your ears like we talked about before, but it's more on getting the best signal-to-noise ratio, as we call it. So making what you want to hear the loudest. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you think about when you're at a party or something. When things get difficult enough, you'll start going like this with your ear or putting your hand up to your ear. And that's when you switch the way you listen. You go from depending on the localization cues or the cues about where things are. You switch from that to how can I hear this the best as I can, and that's when you use that narrow directionality. So that's there for every Resound One user, and it's a big step forward in this hearing aid as well.
Great. Well, as somebody who's new to GN Resound products entirely, or even new to hearing aids entirely, what could a new user expect to experience that would be different or unique about the Resound One?
The natural sound quality would be the #1 thing that I would expect. And as I said, there are so many people who would be able to use the Marie or the microphone in the canal feature. So that would be significantly different than any other similar hearing aid that's on the market, or even any of our past hearing aids. So that would probably be the #1 thing that would be different, is a a naturalness, a clarity that you might not have experienced with previous hearing aids because of that. In addition, what I was just talking about with the strong directionality in very difficult listening situations, at least coming from, if you are an earlier Resound user or even many other hearing aids, you wouldn't have had a feature that effective to help you in listening in noise. So that might also be something people could expect would be a boost for them. That particular feature is also available. It will automatically change for you to apply that directionality when you're in very noisy conditions. But the hearing aids can't always know what you want to listen to, and we're very cognizant of that when we develop hearing aids, and we try and make the automatic part of it such that you don't lose touch with your surroundings. But sometimes I only want to listen to this particular person. Maybe you're at the grocery store or something and you need to hear what the cashier says to you. Then we make it possible for you to choose this strong directionality so that you can focus in on that one person, and then you can turn it off when you're done listening to them. So that's a new thing for us that is very effective, and that people would certainly notice if they had been wearing Resound hearing aids before.
Great. Last question regarding features that we enjoy from the Quattro. Those are all carrying over. We're not losing anything like smartphone connectivity, battery life, or anything like that?
We're not losing anything. We're just building on what has already been introduced.
Wonderful. Well,
we'll have the same, also if anyone has a TV streamer or some kind of accessory that they used with their Lynx Quattro or any other Resound hearing aid, we have this backwards compatibility as part of our philosophy, as well as to make things very easy for people who want to upgrade without having to upgrade everything. So things will still work with accessories or something like, or in smartphones that people already have.
That's smart. Great. Well, I thank you for your time, and it's been a pleasure talking to you about the Resound One. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we go?
I would just encourage people to come by and give it a try. I would also love to encourage people just in general to seek help for any sorts of hearing difficulties. Sometimes people may be advised or think themselves that my hearing isn't bad enough, or hearing aids aren't going to help me, but that's just not true. There are so many people who have tried hearing aids that just say, I wish I'd done something about this earlier. There is help to be had, and it really does improve your life.
Well, great. Thank you very much. And I really appreciate your passion and everything that GN Resound is doing to help people hear better. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
Well, I hope you found that interview enjoyable and informative. We have the Resound One here in our office, and if you'd like to try it out, just give us a call at 713-322-8315, or if you need help keeping your old hearing aids sounding their best, we can help you with that too. Again, that number is 713-322-8315. And if you like this video, be sure and click the like and subscribe button. And if you'd like to receive notifications whenever we post a new video, just click the little bell. Thanks again.
Stop, huh? What? Come again, what did you say? With best hearing aid solutions today.